As the summer of 2017 heats up on the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, this weekend, the series heads north of the border to cool off a little bit in Toronto, Ontario. It's the Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Toronto, presented by Allied Building Products. Drivers in the Cooper Tires USF2000 Championship, powered by Mazda, as well as racers in the Indy Lights Championship, presented by Cooper Tires, will take to the tight and narrow downtown circuit to find out who is king of the streets.
Weather and Fernando's.
Yeah, thank you. Hope she doesn't see this.
Oop.
Yeah, I just want.
So that was
That's more far off the weekend, like like the people.
with Toronto.
What's your favorite thing to do when we visit the city of Toronto?
I got a lot of family here, so when I come here, it's you're doing a great job.
Why do you listen to the kind of music you do?
Gets the people going. Gets the people going.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It's
Gets
gross.
the people going.
What's your favorite part about coming to Canada?
Honestly, the chicks, man. They are so hot. I don't know if you noticed, but Toronto girl, there's something in the water here, and I don't understand what it is. But like, you'll just see girls walking by, and everyone, you're like, huh, oh, okay, and then you just kind of, follow them around all day.
What do you have to say about claims that you're not the coolest guy on the Mazda Road to Indy?
I mean, they're obviously completely wrong. I don't know who would say such a thing.
Do you want to go get some donuts here in Toronto? Or did you have enough in Iowa?
Well, you know what I find in Iowa, that I'm gonna start doing donuts when I finish second, because
Start a new trend?
yeah. So everyone, I don't know why everyone does donut when it wins.
Do you know what my favorite part is about this weekend?
Probably the flight home.
The flight home. He got it right, folks. The flight home.
Ding.
You're such a smart young man.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
You said that if you did have a Tinder, your profile picture would be that of you, shirtless, carrying puppies out of a burning house.
As I recall, yeah, that's correct.
Toronto, Ontario. Definitely one of the more unique places the Mazda Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires, visits each and every season. Well, who better to talk to us about Toronto, Ontario than a son of Canada in Dalton Kelly? I want to get to know more about you. Let's go for a stroll.
Let's do it.
This weekend, Toronto, Ontario. What's the best part as a hometown kid about coming to this race?
I think the best part about this weekend is you got the fans out, you have all the family and friends and everybody, and just the support you get from these Canadian race fans. It's awesome turnout.
We got to hang out with your parents, and you're a man of many talents that I didn't know about. First, I guess, the thing I'm a big fan of is the musical.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to play the guitar so bad. You're great at it. How long have you been playing the guitar?
I started when I was probably 12 or 13 kind of thing, and I played on and off since then.
Acoustic and electric?
Yeah, acoustic and electric.
How hard? What's harder?
It kind of depends on what you're doing, I think. With acoustic, it's harder on the finger strength, but I think electric, you're trying to play faster and all that.
Okay, now it's impressive to play two instruments. It's even more impressive to play two instruments at the same time. And we have video of you doing that with a guitar and a harmonica. Tell me about the video we're gonna see.
I'm probably playing a Neil Young song.
You are playing a Neil Young
classic
song. For your mother.
Yep. Guitar, harmonica with the neck stand and all that.
Yep.
And it's really hard. It's like
I bet it is.
Think like trying to sing and play at the same time, but harder than that. It's like you're playing two instruments at once.
How long have you been playing the harmonica? Where did that come from?
That was when I moved to Indy and I was just kind of alone in my apartment, kind of bored. I was like, well, let's try something new, and that's kind of how that came about.
Is it fun playing the harmonica?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of goofy, but it sounds really cool.
The chicks dig it?
Not really.
They don't?
No.
You talk about kayaking and racing being really two big loves in your life. Apparently there was a time when those two things kind of came to a head. I guess the Canadian national team wanted you to come try out to possibly get a shot at the Olympics, Beijing. What was that all about?
Yeah, so what happened there was we were doing some slalom racing at the time, and I think it was out at the Madawaska River, and they had asked if I was interested in coming and trying out, and with the goal of joining that team and hopefully one day making it to the Olympics. But I chose racing, and here we are.
You are not just a race car driver, not just a guy that rides in kayaks. You're a very smart kid that a lot of people know about, but you do a fair share to brush that under the rug. I understand you're bilingual.
Yep.
You You're a physicist? A physics?
I have a Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics.
What does that even mean?
It's like mechanical engineering, like going to school to be a mechanical engineer, but you have a stronger focus on the math and physics and less applied stuff. So it's basically mechanical engineering, more math, more physics.
More math and more physics, the kind of thing everyone's really looking for, I feel like, in their day-to-day workload. It's just, I want a little bit more math and I want a little bit more physics. Are you like the kid from Good Will Hunting, but in a race car?
Maybe a little bit.
That's really cool, man. Tell the languages. What do you speak?
English and French.
Say something in French for me.
Je pense que Monsieur Laporta ici est un peu moche.
I heard Laporta. Were you calling me dumb?
Not really.
What'd you call me?
I said you're really pretty.
Oh, this is the best week back on Road to Indy TV.
Actually.
You're a man of many talents, but I think the talent that everybody should know the most about is your incredible sunglasses game. Can you just whip those bad boys on? Ooh, girl, look at those. What are those?
I honestly don't even know.
Where did you find them?
AOJO? I don't know.
Where did you find them?
My mom was on a trip in Italy recently, and she thought that they kind of matched the race car a little bit.
Your mother bought those for you.
So she picked them up and was like, hey, these match your car. And I was like, wow, they are interesting. But I think they're hilarious, so I brought them to try.
I think they're great.
They're awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Andretti Autosport, Indy Lights driver Dalton Kelly. Dalton, thanks for the time, and best of luck tomorrow here in round number 11.
Thank you.
Dalton Kelly. In Toronto, twice as nice. At least that's what Parker Thompson and Kyle Kaiser will tell you. In the Cooper Tires USF2000 Grand Prix of Toronto presented by Allied Building Products, the weekend belonged to a team and a driver who call Canada home. Parker Thompson, driving for Exclusive Autosport, began the weekend on pole in race number 1. The Alberta native drove a clean race while David Malukas, Oliver Askew, and Rinus VeeKay all laid down flying lap after flying lap trying to catch the Canadian. Behind the top 4, the mean streets of Toronto jumped out and bit several. Team Pelfrey drivers Robert McGuinness and Kalen Fredericks, as well as Calvin Ming and even David Malukas, would have to retire from the race after contact with the retaining walls. In the end, Thompson drove a flawless race as he scored his first win of the year. Askew ran second, while VeeKay rounded out the podium for the 10th round of the season. Round 11 on Sunday began much differently. Oliver Askew would lead the field to the green flag, but could not stay up front, as Alex Barron and David Malukas would pass him by for the race lead off the start. Toronto would maintain its reputation for shaking things up, when on lap 8, while battling for the lead with Malukas, Alex Barron would go around, collecting Malukas as well as championship point leader Oliver Askew. None of the three would be able to continue. Who was on hand to pick up the pieces after the leaders got together? None other than PT. Thompson drove through the debris and would cruise to his second win in as many days. Behind him on track were plenty of exciting battles, including Kalen Fredericks picking up the 3rd spot late in the race from Devin Wojcik. In between the two on the podium in second place was Rinus VeeKay. To call the weekend in Toronto a street fight might be cliche, but it's also accurate. Things got physical both days on the street circuit. Another pole position for Kyle Kaiser made the goal in race 1 simple: get away from the pack. And that's exactly what Kaiser did. Mateus Leist and Santiago Urrutia fought early on for 3rd. Leist's race, though, would not last long, as his Carlin machine found the tire barriers hard on lap 4 in turn 8. Leist's parked car left Nico Jamin nowhere to go, as his left front suspension received heavy damage after colliding with Leist, ending his race early. Kaiser stayed solid and drove to his second win of the year. Road America race winner Zachary Clayman DeMello finished second on the podium, while Urrutia stood 3rd. Round 11 on Sunday began under threatening skies, and drivers knew it. Pole sitter Colton Herta led the field into turn 1, while Nico Jamin would make it 3 wide with Kaiser and Urrutia in the opening corner. The Frenchman would ultimately run out of room and find the outside retaining wall. With Jamin stopped in front of him, Shelby Blackstock's car left the ground after running into the back wing of Nico Jamin. Following the long yellow flag period, Herta checked out again and drove to the race lead, which he would hold until late in the race when left rear damage ended his day early. After inheriting the race lead from Herta, Kaiser stayed smooth and drove to his second win of the weekend, sweeping Toronto in Indy Lights. Aaron Telitz, winner of race 1 at St. Petersburg, ran second, while Clayman DeMello ended an impressive weekend in 3rd place. Juan Piedrahita finished 4th ahead of Mateus Leicht, who dueled with Ryan Norman to round out the top 5. So that'll do it. The Cooper Tires Grand Prix of Toronto, presented by Allied Building Products, is done, and that's a wrap up here in Canada. We got local sons, Parker Thompson and Dalton Kelly. Parker, what's the Canadian send-off for the end of the weekend?
We'll see you later, alligator. A.
Dalton, any Canadian words of wisdom for us?
Tony, are you silly? He's just gonna send it.
All right, that'll do it. We're heading back to where freedom rings. We'll see you guys at the next race at Mid-Ohio in just a few weeks. But until then, for everyone at Road to Indy TV, I'm Tony Laporta with Dalton Kellett and Parker Thompson. We'll see you down the road.